How's it going, guys? Austin with Shed World, and today we're meeting with one of our customers who's taken a project we helped on and turned it into something really incredible.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick. This is Pub Night Parties, and thanks to Shed World, I built two incredible mobile pubs, Blackthorn and Thistle, an Irish Celtic pub, and over here we have the Captain's Quarters, a shipwrecked Tiki Bar.
Now, what inspired you to make these buildings? Was it something you've always wanted to do? Was it just kind of a side project that grew into something more?
I actually started with a small shed in my backyard, and I turned that into an Irish pub. And the reason I did that was because it was the pandemic.
Right.
And during the pandemic, my wife had to work from home, and I was already working from home. And our work, we couldn't be in the same room working together because she's a Pilates instructor and it was nutty.
Right.
So I said, well, I'm going to build an office shed in the backyard. And as soon as I started researching shed conversions, I found out that in the UK, all the pubs had closed because of the pandemic. And so people turned their garden sheds into pubs.
Oh, how funny.
Because they needed their pubs.
Right.
And then I went, aha. So I turned mine into an unbelievable Irish pub called the Wolf and Whiskey. And it was so successful with all my friends and all my people that would come over and stuff that everybody kind of said, you should do a business. You should turn this into a business. Yeah. And I just thought, well, the thing would be to take the Wolf and Whiskey to people's houses. Like, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired the idea to do mobile pubs that are actually walk-inside experiences.
Now, when you started, what was your thought process? How did you design these? Where did you begin?
Well, I started really, the first design was the Blackthorn and Thistle. It's really based a lot on the one that I already had at home. So I knew I wanted to take what I did before and put it on wheels. And so I looked through the Shed World catalog, and you know, you guys have lots of different style houses and stuff. I saw this one I thought was going to be really great for an Irish pub. Now, of course, when it comes from Shed World, it doesn't have all the Tudor trim and the brick and all that stuff. So that's all the stuff that I added to it, but the bones of it was really great. If you go inside, you'll see the beams running across the ceiling. Those are the actual beams that, you know, the shed had. We chiseled them out to make them look like they were old, aged wood. And then I put that metal roofing ceiling in between. There was a lot of great bones already in the shed. The Tiki Bar was a little bit more of a challenge. I was looking through the different options I had, again, at Shed World. And I saw that this one, I wanted that idea of you walk in and it's got a long, it feels like you're going into this long kind of room, knowing that I wanted to put a boat bar inside. Right. So we found this one and we made a couple of modifications. You guys were great that you let me extend the roof line out a little bit and have a thrust beam come out, which is a very tiki kind of mid-century style that I wanted to do here. The rest of it's pretty traditional, but once again, if you come inside, you'll see the beams are the existing beams that were inside the shed, but also we went through and chiseled those out, aged those up, and then put some reed in between so it looks like you're looking at the top of a thatched roof building. And yeah, and then just all the decor and, you know, putting in the electrical and all those kind of things. Pretty traditional stuff you would do with a shed if you were going to turn it into another building. Yeah, but the big secret, of course, was that you guys built it on my trailers. Right. And so that's where the game changed.
Absolutely.
So we'll come right in here. You'll notice the steps, very important. Booze, laughs, and fun times are that way. Real life's that way. We're going to go this way. So this is the custom bar we had built for the Blackthorn and Thistle. It also has a working Guinness keg draft system in here, so we can pour nice pints of Guinness. If you look around, you'll see that we've got Dublin represented here, we have Glasgow represented here. Those are Scottish pubs. And over here, this is a tribute to, if you've ever been into a real proper Irish pub, there's a thing called a session where all the people show up with their instruments and they play this fantastic traditional music. And I wanted to kind of give that idea. Now, in some old Irish pubs, the instruments are hanging on the wall that you can just take them down and start playing them because you didn't bring yours with you, but you want to join in on the session. Mine are just for show. Please don't pull them off the walls. What else? So I've got a few really notable things. So this is a signed album from the Pogues. You know, we just lost Shane MacGowan this year, which is very sad. The Pogues being the seminal Celtic punk band in the world, the one that started the genre. They're so great. I also have a framed and signed Flogging Molly album here. Another little kind of interesting collectible. I also have a signed album from the Kilmaine Saints, who are local, not local to here, actually they're on the East Coast, but they're an American band. Got a real working fireplace down here. It's electric, so there's not a chance it's going to catch the place on fire, which is good. But it's giving off a little nice heat. This is my Blackthorn shillelagh and my Scottish thistle. Hence the name, the blackthorn and thistle. Over here, so this is O'Connell's. This is an antique mirror. So this is O'Connell, which is O'Connell Street in Dublin. And that's a picture of O'Connell Street in Dublin. And that is a picture of Nelson's Pillar. And Nelson's Pillar was a statue, a monument to Nelson, who was a British war hero guy. And the Irish and the British sometimes don't get along. So the IRA actually blew up this pillar, and now it's not there, and now it's a different thing they have on that street. But anyway, that kind of gives you a sense of how old this is, that they have a picture of Nelson's Pillar in there.
How amazing.
Yeah, and this is the proclamation that the IRA, when they tried to free themselves from Britain, which is a very famous political kind of poster, but I support it. Over here we have my Guinness collection of figurines from the Gilroy series. John Gilroy created that famous toucan and all those other things that are associated with Guinness. Down here we've got some advertising for Scotch whiskies, Newcastle beer, a little American thrown in there just for the fun of it.
That's right.
And of course, very important, the countdown to St. Patrick's Day. Who's going to get this pub on St. Patrick's Day? It's yet to be determined, might be you. The idea is that this is the remnants of a ship. In the front, this is the doorway to the captain's quarters on the ship. That's some of the flotsam and jetsam that washed up on shore. And you said, well, I'm stuck on this deserted island. I might as well build a bar and have drinks. At least I got a barrel of rum. Come on inside, I'll show you what I mean. Well, here we have the barrel of rum, and we found, as we wandered through the jungle, a few tikis here and there. The remnants of our dinghy, this is how we got to shore right here. Sadly, it broke in half, so we turned it into a bar. You'll also notice that we have some tributes to other famous castaways. We have Wilson from the movie Castaway. He's a regular here. He drinks a lot though, he's a mean drunk. Over here we have Skipper and Gilligan. Those are actual, original, you can see the multi-layered film cells from the Filmation series, The New Adventures of Gilligan's Island. The rest is just kind of decor and stuff, but this is a great place to have a Mai Tai in your own backyard. Think about it. This is the captain's quarters.
Now, what's next? What's happening in the world of these mobile pubs, and do you have plans to expand other themes?
Yeah, so Pub Night Parties is just launching. So these are our 2 flagship pubs. Yep. We're going to get these kind of up and running. Hopefully people get excited about them. We've had a really good response already, and we're just starting. But I do have plans. The idea is, this is the greater Los Angeles and Orange County area, so it's a really big market. There's definitely room for more pubs to do so. I'm start with these 2, but yeah, the next one I think I'm going to do a Western saloon. So I know you guys have some amazing Western buildings at Shed World that I'm going to utilize. I also want to do an issue. Now, my background, I was a magician for many years, and a lot of my friends are magicians and performers, and I want to do one that is sort of a cabaret. It's sort of going to have a little stage in the corner and some tables and stuff for people to have, for couples and things. And they'll have close-up magic, and they'll have a stand-up show at the end of the night, kind of a thing.
Amazing.
So it's a pub. It's actually more of a cabaret that comes with a performer.
Yeah.
That's one of the ideas. I have a lot of different ideas for different themes. But yeah, I'd like to, and I'll probably have to build more than one Irish pub, because I think when it gets popular,
definitely,
you don't want to be turning people down. And I might even build more tiki bars. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's kind of the plan for now, and just kind of build up this one, and then, of course, there's expansion into San Diego and Northern California and Las Vegas. Who knows?
Absolutely. Now, if someone's interested in renting one of these buildings, where do they find you? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I mean, that would be fantastic. If you want to have a party and have one of these pubs show up at your house, delivered, set up, and ready to go to have fun, with or without a bartender. You can be the bartender, or we can provide one. It's pubnightparties.com. You can go there, you can see the price list, you can fill out the form just to let me know when your party is, how many people you're expecting, and what extra features you would like to have added. And look, I'll give you a great deal. Tell them Shed World sent you. The other thing you can do, of course, is follow us on Instagram at pubnightparties. Super simple to remember. And yeah, I hope to hear from you.